Hello and welcome to the cockpit of the Harley-Davidson Sportster S. I've just picked this up from my favourite place in Hamilton, the local Harley dealer there, Road and Sport Harley-Davidson. And wow, is all I can say. This thing is quite different to what my brain was telling me a Harley-Davidson Sportster is. Well, let's kick things off with the engine. It is Harley's 1250cc Revolution Max T engine. So it's slightly different from the engine in the Pan America. It makes its power, I believe, about 700 RPM earlier in the rev range. It's quick, this thing. Proper quick. Definitely the sportiest Sportster I think I've ever ridden. Let's talk about styling for a second. Big, chunky 48 Sportster inspired wheels. The tail section is inspired by Harley-Davidson's flat track bikes. And yeah, it's got a nice, cool, upswept, almost like a Scrambler-esque exhaust. It's quite a cool bike. Looks great in the pearl white that I picked it up in. I was really dreading getting another black bike from the Harley Press stable, but they've sent me a gorgeous white example, and they just look stunning. Rider ergonomics are quite comfy despite the very short travel suspension. You've only got a couple of inches in the back and not much more in the front. You sort of definitely have your feet forward of you. They're not centrally set, they're sort of almost, I call them mid-forward mounted. For me, I'm 176-ish centimetres tall, and it fits me quite nicely, quite comfortably. The handlebars are a little bit of a reach forward. I am sort of brought forward a bit into a lean, but that just makes it feel a bit sporty, and it's not putting too much pressure on my wrists either. So I'm currently on State Highway 1 heading back home to Cambridge. And yeah, just looking down at the TFT display. It's a small round circular TFT. It has all the same sort of technology behind it as the Pan America does. Right, 100k zone. Let's open her up. Holy smokes! That is a bit quick. That is legitimately quick. Road Sport tested it at Mary 11.3 for the quarter mile, I believe is what it did. So it is definitely no slouch. You got cruise control, which I am stoked for. It's just one of those nice to have things. It's also got heated grips, adjustable levers, so your brake and your clutch are both reach adjustable. You got traction control, ABS, you can turn the traction control off, yeah, it is quite a cool bike. I do like how they've got the mirrors mounted behind at the sort of, what am I trying to say here? They're bar end mounted mirrors. So you don't have to proper look at your elbows, you're not sort of doing too much. You just have a nice, pretty unobstructed view behind you. I've got a little red car chasing up my arms. Interesting. So styling wise, things that I think are hits, the colour, I love the white. Despite how they sort of make the bike handle, I do like the chunky wheels and tyres. I'm not 100% sure how I feel about the headlight. So Sportsters have traditionally had a circular headlight, and this is the headlight on the Sportster S is almost a miniaturised version of the LED unit on the Fat Bob. And don't get me wrong, I love the Fat Bob and I love its long rectangular LED, but yeah, I'm kind of a circular unit would be nice. Sort of, it would just cement more of that traditional Sportster-esque vibe going on. You got all sorts of busy controls here. It's exactly the same switch gear as the Pan America, they tell me. And so if you've got big chunky gloves on, you might find it a bit of a mission. That was what I found with the Pan America. so you can control your audio and your headset, um, go into maps, check out all sorts of other things. So, yeah, it's a thoroughly modern bike, let's put it that way. Harley's definitely turned a corner on what they're offering their riders in terms of rider technology, design and engineering. The RevMax motor has a variable valve timing system built in, so low RPMs, you've got a lot of nice amount of torque, but you rev it out and it just screams. Not sure if the T has the same peak power as the Pan America's RevMax, but Pan America makes around 150 horsepower, and yeah, more than enough power. Easily way more power than any Sportster has had before, at least straight out of the factory gate. So I've got this bike for the coming week. I was meant to have it for a full 2 weeks, but yeah, needs must. I'm going to have to take it back early, unfortunately. So I'm going to thoroughly enjoy the time I've got with it. Hopefully get a decent amount of seat time in, and I'll be able to tell you what it's like in a variety of conditions. So we'll find something nice to pull over, maybe take a photo for the Instagram, and yeah, we'll just talk about the Sportster and sort of why this bike is important for Harley, because I think it's actually coming at a really critical time for Harley-Davidson. So we'll catch up somewhere vaguely picturesque. Rightio, so found my picturesque-ish place. Well, I think it's kind of proper underneath a bridge with a very nasty Harley-Davidson. Not nasty in a bad way though, this thing's a hoot. So, styling. Let's talk about that. I think it's almost comic book, the way that the Harley have done this. Big chunky front wheel, big chunky rear wheel. Definitely eye-catching. I love the sporty sort of belly pan they've got going on there, and I love the colours they've used. So the Revolution Max has all of this sort of bronze metallic finish to it. The white colour scheme looks great, and surprisingly it's not too uncomfortable, even though you literally have, what, 2 hands widths of seat to sit on. Now I know this is going to be controversial, but I quite like the tail light positioning. I don't think it'll look great with one of those daft side mounted jobbos. I quite like how they've done this. Twin outlet exhausts look great, and I love the brushed finish to them. Here's a note for new players: don't touch a hot exhaust, it's hot. So like I was saying earlier, I'm not 100% sold on the headlight. I feel like a circular headlight would have possibly made more of a link to the Sportsters of old. So before I was saying this is a really important bike for Harley-Davidson, and well, it is. So the Sportster line has been in continuous production since the 50s. It's Harley-Davidson's longest continuously running nameplate, so they had to get this right. Yes, they've done this to sort of attract the eyeballs and everything with the styling, but because of the way they've designed it, it's quite modular. So the engine is a stress member. So here is the front frame. It all mounts into the engine here. All right, I'm going to have to be really quick because I think my battery's about to die. So Harley has done a really clever job here. They can build on this platform. It's going to grow into different things, and I think we're going to see those things very soon. So is this the perfect Sportster? No, not really. But it is here to sort of announce the new generation of Sportsters to the world, and I think this is a great way of doing it. So, this is the first impression. Let's get this thing out of here, and we'll think more closely about what we think of this bike, do a bit more road Ks, and we'll do a full review. So, catch you on the next one. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you next time.